Welcome. How's everybody doing? This is it's Tuesday, 8 o'clock, and we have a special stream for you. And I'll tell you, I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys have to say about my new adventure with the cat. There's a cat who adopted me, and I'll tell you the whole story, and we'll get into that. This is a fundraising stream though, because he is stray, and I can see him right here. He's outside my window, and he's pacing, right? Like a cat does. But I'll tell you all about him. But I think I've named him Alley Cat. That's his name's Alley. Alley is his name, so it's Alley Cat. So we'll give you a little rundown, and I'll give you an update on what's going on in my life, and we'll just see where it goes. I don't know how long I'm going to go. I'm very, very tired today, but I thought we really need to help out Alley Cat because he's a good little kitty, and he's adopted me, and I need to look after him and take care of him. And the wife is not real happy about this because my son is allergic to cats, and I love kitties. I love cats. I'm a big cat person, but my son's very allergic, and the wife's not into it and does not like me spending money on cats. So if you can help out, that would be great. Okay, so let's take a look. First of all, Wendy H., $20 super chat. Here we are. And Alley Cat donation. Hello, Steve. Hello, Wendy H. Good to see you. I got to meet Wendy H. up in Tennessee, and she's a good. I'm glad you're here and doing good. She had a little health issue when you're up in Tennessee, but here she is tossing it through, right? So thank you, Wendy H. And Amerifan is here. And then Southern Law. Southern Law is, the long lost Southern Law. You and me both. I don't know what you're doing with streaming wise, but I have been not as active for a variety of reasons. Maybe I'll explain that a little bit. But Southern Law is a very good attorney. I'll tell you, somebody I was on Laid Back Law a lot, and he's very quiet, but knew what he was doing. And I respect Southern Law tremendously as a lawyer. And we'll see. Thank you very much for the $20 super chat. And Belle of the Bayou over on my Rumble channel. Thank you, Belle. And Slidey Pie. Good to see you. And Lily is here, and Anna Marumpel. So please share this wide, because I don't know how long this stream's going to go. I will say that my energy level is low. I had to give blood today. I had to fast for 8 hours, so I missed breakfast and lunch, and so I've just come on now. I had a late lunch, just had dinner. I'm 2 sidecars in and a cigar in. So if anybody wants to really knock me out, I don't know. Hey, Vice Baby's here. Thank you very much. $50 for Alley Cat. Good to see you. I hope if you ever come to Miami, you need to come by. Just drop me a line, because I'd love to show you around. I had I want to cover. I got so many things. We haven't talked in a long time, and I need to update y'all. I don't really want to be a YouTube guy. This is the thing. But I've met a lot of nice people on the internet, and I've also picked up some very nasty stalker people. So the thing is that you guys that are my friends, Vice Baby and Jeff, who of course passed away, but now I've got to meet Vice Baby. You guys are my friends, and you can always email me and contact me, no matter what happens. All right, the haters and the naysayers, the nasty stalker people, I'll just shut down everything, and then they can just go away. But thank you very, very much. $50. That's very generous. Thank you. And Vice Baby, if people don't know, that's Jeff of Legal Vice's son, and he's read a couple of my books on his channel. In fact, I have him up on my webpage. Thank you very much. And Lily with the $10 super sticker. Thank you, Lily. Did I tell you? Somewhere I have this fantasy novel that's about a third of the way done, and Lily, you are part of that. I named one of my characters Lily after you. I don't know. It's a minor character. I don't know if it'll survive the final cut or if I'll ever finish the fantasy novel. I've always wanted to write a fantasy novel, and I started it, and then I lost my inspiration because of all the stuff that happened to me. But thank you very much. It's very kind. And let's see who else is here with us. Peaches, and Motzi. Good to see you. And let's see who else is here. Catherine, good to see you, Catherine. So, where to start? So I'm very tired. So let's if you got the super chats, if you can help out Alley Cat, please do so, because I think what I'm going to do, I can't. The lease does not allow pets, so I cannot bring him indoors. The wife will not let him indoors, and the son won't let him indoors because the son is very allergic. In fact, he even dislikes the fact that the cat. I've gotten very friendly with the cat, and he like hangs out by the grill, and Stevie's the grill guy. So when he goes and grills, the cat likes to rub against him, and Stevie is very allergic, right? So Lily, oh, one of your cats passed about a month ago. Seeing it made me happy. Well, thank you. Yeah, I need a cat in my life. A little cat is full of love, and I am part of the cat community. Cats are either in or you're out. I am definitely a cat person. Sliding to right when you right on you. Funny, you're funny. Well, I don't know. We'll see. I work so hard now. My life is basically working all day, and just working. And I got to work for my family, so that's what I'm doing. It's not bummed. It's just that it's occupying all my time. There's a couple cases that are just hell, and I can't say that I'm great. I'm great at certain things, but I definitely have some blind spots and some weaknesses when it comes to civil litigation. Thankfully, I'm with a firm that has some partners and some other associates that can cover my weaknesses, and I'm a great lawyer in a lot of ways, and I know what I can do and I know what I can't do. So I lean on the other attorneys in the firm to cover my weaknesses, but I don't like not being the master, right? Because when I was in criminal law, I was probably the best criminal lawyer in all of Florida, one of the best, I'd say. I'd put myself in league with anybody. But they took that away from me. So I am no longer in criminal law, and I'm in civil. So it's starting a new career. And a lot of those skills are transferable, but some of the things I don't know. So I'm learning. I've gotten comfortable and I've gotten good. So we'll see. Anyways, Vice baby, good to see you. So and I'm not streaming as much because I don't have the time, energy, or anything. And I don't know. I don't need the negativity. So, a little negativity is more than I can deal with. So, I don't know where this is going to go. But tonight, we're going to talk about Alley Cat, and this is a fundraiser stream. So any donations will go. And here's what. All right. So I'll tell you first how this all happened. So I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden I'm hearing this meowing, right? I'm in my office. This is my little home office part. And I'm hearing this meow, meow, meow. I mean, really loud meow, right? I'm like, wow, that is a loud meow. It's just going on and on. And so I have to investigate. So I go outside and I look around, and I hear it. I hear this cat, but I don't know where he is or what he's wanting or where he's coming from. So I hunt around. I can't find him, but I kind of get like, he's very invisible. Cats have a way of kind of disappearing, right? So I looked around. I couldn't see him. I couldn't figure out where he was. I knew kind of where he was. I could kind of triangulate. He's kind of like in the neighbor's yard. Yeah, I'm using StreamYard. Is there somebody over on Rumble? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna go over to Rumble and take a look, because I know that there's some kind of defect in StreamYard and Rumble. So let me take a look and see if there's a donation over here, because I should definitely. I want to pay attention. I love Rumble. Ah, yes. Anima Rumpri, $10. It ain't much, but it's all I can spare at the moment for your furry friend. Thank you very much. Yeah, let's talk about some Rumble people. Thank you very much. Motzi M. Hi, how are you? Thank you very much. Yes, you're right. Thank you for catching me, my mods. Um, so yeah, so this cat is meowing up a storm and really loud. I couldn't locate him. I went back there and I said, kitty, 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 but he wouldn't come, but he meowed, meowed. So of course, what's the way? What's the way to lure the cat in? You get a little food, right? So I got some my this is again my wife. My wife is not into this cat. Let me tell you, she's not into pets generally. But I got some of the luncheon meat we had, some beef we have for the luncheon meat for the sandwiches. Jacob Castro, sub savage. Um, so I got a little luncheon meat, and I figured, okay, it's somewhere around here. There's like a wall that goes around the back of our yard. So I put a little of the meat on the yard, and of course, then I backed off. And the kitty cat, I see him. He comes creeping out. He's on the wall, and he's meow. I mean, it's really skittish. Does not want any human contact, right? So he comes up and he gets the meat, and then he runs away, right? Like, so he didn't want to have contact. Now, here's the thing about kitty cats, and this is what I'm working on because. And I don't know. I mean, this is what I understand. I don't know if it's absolute truth, but my understanding is that if cats are not socialized to people within the first like 8 weeks of their life, that basically they'll never be socialized with people. And yeah, Anna Rumfrey, right. Thank you very much for anything you can spare for kitty cat. It's great. I really appreciate it. Yeah, roaming savages. So my understanding is that cats, if you aren't socialized to human beings within the first 8 weeks of their life, they will never socialize to humans. And this is a beautiful kitty. I don't know if you saw him, but he's got this beautiful colors. He's kind of like a wildcat look, and he's so pretty. And I love cats that have a lot of vocalization, right? Jacob Castro, $5. Salute to you, sir. Thank you very much. Salute to you. Sub Savage. I don't know what that means, but that's what when Jacob Castro comes in, he always says sub savages. Here he is. Like this is Jacob Castro. Funny. And you're always loyal. You're always here. So my friends are here. My friends, I want you here. If you're not a friend, go away. Desubscribe. Go away. Don't comment. Just don't even be. I don't want you anywhere near me. How's that fair? Okay. So thank you, Jacob, very much. So yeah, so this cat. I understand that cats need to be socialized very young, and this cat was very vocal. I love cats that meow a lot. I think that's cute. They talk to you, right? So this cat, I gave him a little meat, and then and he came out and he'd get it and then run away, and it's very skittish, very afraid. So but you got to be patient. And I have the cat. I'm part of the cat community. I'm a cat lover, and I know how cats work. I know how they think. So I brought a little more meat. Of course, he's so hungry, so hungry. Brought a little meat, gave him a little more meat, and then eventually he started getting a little more, a little more open outside of his shell, and then eventually I held the meat out and I did this, and then he started eating out of my hand, right? So he'd come up and I'd give him the meat and he'd grab it and he'd eat it. He was so hungry. He was just starving. I think he's a little stray, but he was abandoned from a litter. So I started getting him, eating him out of my hand, right? So now I'm working on it, right? So I spent a lot of time sitting out there with little meats, feeding him. And then I started petting him and touching him, and he was okay as long as I was feeding him some meat. He'd grab the luncheon meat, and then run off, but I'd touch him, and then soon he just kind of got used to, like, okay, he understood that I wasn't going to attack him, because see, cats are like schizophrenic because they're predators and prey, so that's why they have that schizophrenia. When they're afraid, but they're aggressive and they're curious. They have this sort of weird dichotomy. So I started feeding him out of my hand, and eventually I started petting him. And I got to pet him, and then he started like I'd stroke him, and he'd start rubbing up against my leg, and I'd pet him. And then once he got full belly, he was so thankful. He was so thankful that he was being fed, because I think he was starving because he's so skinny. And I didn't know if he was a boy or a girl for a while, but definitely a boy at this point. So yeah, I fed him, and then I got his trust, and then I actually started to like pick him up. I'd grab him by the belly and pick him up and put him, and then he'd immediately jump. But one of the things, you don't want to capture him, you don't want to grab him and like hold him. You put him on your lap, and then he jumps away. Put him on your lap, and he jumps away. Right? That was the thing. But eventually, he learned that like my picking him up wasn't going to be an evil thing. I wasn't going to attack him or eat him or anything. Right? So I'd pick him up, and after a while, he started getting a little more comfortable with being picked up. So then I picked up, and then I'd put my hand sort of on his face so that he couldn't jump off. But I gave him a freedom that he could back off and jump away. But then I'd pet him, right? And so then he started laying on my body like this, and then he started, his little paws would grab like this, and he'd grab, and I'd pet him, and then he'd jump off when he'd realize, oh my gosh, I'm with the human. But Kathy Trout, good to see you. So I got him sort of in that mode, right? So I got him so that he'd lay on me, and then I pet him. And now it's like I've really got him so that he's socialized, so that he can be pet. And he'll jump off occasionally, but I can pretty much keep him resting like this, and I'll put him on here, and I'll purr like, and I'll pet him, and he puts his little paws, and they grab like this, like he's kneading. And he's really so he loves me now. He meows, and he sits right outside. He wants to come. He wants to be an indoor cat, but he can't be an indoor cat. Yeah, Anime says, I like cats because they have more personality than other pets. Dogs are great and loyal, but they live for your affection and approval. You have to earn affection, kind of like them. Yeah, that's true. Well, I like both. I like cats and dogs. I had a dog, and I love them both. It's sweet you think you got him. He really had a plan to get you right. See, thank you, American Dreamer. You're right. Cats, they pick you. And I do kind of think that they, oh, and Vice Baby has a very good point. Okay, so here's the plan of the fundraiser. So I'll tell you where I have. I'm going to give you the full story about Alley Cat. And we'll get to this. This is a very good question, of course. Vice Baby, good question. Yes, I want a cheetah. That's funny. So yeah, so I brought the kitty cat home, and he sits out there, and now he's fully acclimated. I can hold him, and I haven't carried him around, but I've sat in my chair, and he sits on me, and he relaxes, and he needs me, and I pet him, and I'll let him. So I feed him. Now he expects like I'm feeding him in the morning and the afternoon. So far I've got him. Now the wife was like, I was feeding him this chicken and the luncheon meats and different things like that, and she's like, don't do that. So I've invested. So your support here is greatly appreciated, because I'll tell you what's good, it's going to go. So I've got some wet food. I've got little wet food cans, which he's ravenously hungry. He eats 2 of the cans for dinner, and he eats lunch. He's very hungry all the time. He's so skinny too, and I think he was starving outdoors. I really think he needs food. So I've got him 2 little bowls, two nice kitty bowls. One's for water, and one is for cat food. And I've got him some wet cat food here, right here. And I bought him a little mat. Now I also bought him an outdoor kitty house. A lot of y'all suggested that. So that's coming. It hasn't arrived yet. Right now, he kind of lives in the bushes right behind my house here. And he comes out and he meows in the morning. Meow, he's so loud. And he meows in the afternoon. And he actually knows, like, he knows where I come from. So he sits outside the glass door and he looks in the glass. So he's always watching me. And watching for daddy to come out and feed him. He could just eat. He just wants love too. The other thing is, once he's full, he just wants love all day and all the attention I can give him. So I give him as much attention as I can. So I've been doing that, and that's been wonderful. I love the kitty cat, and I love petting him, and love having the little guy. Um, but here's the thing. Some people are saying that he needs to be vaccinated. Check for worms and that sort of thing, and he needs to be neutered. So that he's not like bad. Hey Danielle, good to see you, Danielle. You got to catch up. I'm giving the full story about Alley Cat, and this is a fundraising stream, it's not going to go very long. So please get your donations in if you want to support Alley Cat. And I've already gotten a number of very nice donations, so thank you. But paying to neuter him and paying to have him give him his shots. Yeah, fleas. That's right. You're right, American Dreamer. I want him to be healthy, and so he'll be an outdoor cat for now. And then maybe I'll advertise him for like adoption once I get him chipped and fleed and injected and dewormed and give him all those veterinary care so that he's healthy, because he's so sweet, and I just don't want to see him killed like they have the strays that are just killed. That definitely, I do not want that to happen to Alley Cat. Alley Cat, I've been really working hard to make sure he's socialized to humans, and that's been my job. And I've been feeding him to get him healthy and happy, and I've succeeded on that. So yeah, I've and so yeah, 500, right? So the wife does not want me to spend money on this cat, so I need to do a fundraising stream. So please be generous with your donations, and you can also get, of course, you can get the free ebook of Scooter Asks Where Is God, which is my story about it. The ebook is free at my website at stevecosty.com, or you can buy the book for $10, little pamphlet. So you can do that also to support me if you're on the rewatch crew. But yeah, Allie, it's Allie. Oops. Allie is I think I'm going to AAL or ALLEY, Alley Cat, because he's an alley cat. So that's that's the Alley Cat. I think that's his name, Allie. I was thinking about Tom or Allie, and I think Allie is it. When I called him, I said Tom, and then I said Allie, and he looked up when I said Allie. So he seemed to like Allie. Hold on a second. Water here. So that's that. Oh, Jacob Castro, thank you very much. $10 for Rumble. He says, I didn't know we were fundraising. In that case, yeah. I've been really thinking about whether I should continue streaming at all. And I don't know. I don't really see. I mean, it's like I've got my life has taken a different direction. And if you're my friend, you're always welcome to contact me through my webpage. And if I stop streaming, you can always contact me if you're a friend, because I've made some really good friends. Danielle here, Vice Baby. I've got some really nice folks that I've met, and they will always be close to my heart. But the negativity, even a little bit, is not something I want in my life. So, but I'm not certain. That's why I'm kind of doing a fundraiser too, to see, is this worthwhile? I will tell you, we had Andrew Branca. Andrew Branca came to Miami, and so we went out to dinner the other night. It was really fun. We had steak dinner, and I took him for a tour. And Vice Baby, Danielle, if you come to Miami, I'll be happy to show you around. Miami's a beautiful city, and there's a lot of neat, but it's kind of hard to access as a tourist. So, Miss Kay Grift, hey, good to see you too. So we did a little tour, and he was on this Fresh and Fit podcast. Now I got to tell you about this. Is pretty funny because because of my son and what he said. Hold on a second. I mean, it's hot. I'm in my office and I have the door closed because my wife and son are watching TV in the other room. And so I close the door and it gets hot over here. So it's funny. So Andrew, he told me he's coming to Miami. I said, "Oh, we need to have dinner." So he says, "Great, we'll set up dinner." So we set up a dinner for him, and I showed him around, gave a little tour. Oh, and I got to tell you about Nick Starro. Don't forget about Nick Starro. Okay. So Andrew Branca says he's coming, and then he says he's got this webcast he's going to be at. And I said, okay, well, what's the name of the webcast? He says it's Fresh and Fit Webcast, Fred podcast, right? I never heard of it, right? So so I told my son, I said, Stevie, have you ever heard of Fresh and Fit podcast? He was like, Fresh and Fit? It's like Bronca shouldn't go on that, because I guess it's one of these things where they bring on these, OnlyFans girls and they abuse them or whatever. And so so he was very kind of, because Andrew's he's got these two sides. He's, on the one hand, he's a very intellectual. He's the premier expert on self-defense, right? And then, but yet he also has, he starts talking about women and about this the current state of the dating market. He has a very strong opinions and respected, because he's got daughters and a wife, and he's concerned about the way it is. So it was hilarious. It was really funny. He actually see the American Dreamer. Yeah, he was funny. I mean, Andrew has a way of, like, he thinks about these little zingers, these little one-liners, and when these women are talking, and then he'll wait for the right moment. He has great timing, and he'll throw that zinger in there. So on the first thing, he did like an hour and a half just talking about law of self-defense, and that was excellent, of course, in his expertise. But I guess he stayed over, and did the like where they had the girls come on, the OnlyFans models and porn star women and stuff. And he was on there, and it was funny because he's kind of out of place with this group, but his zingers were really funny, and he did very good. So I'm proud of my friend Andrew Branca. Yeah, Nick is one sassy Swede. Okay, so yeah, let me tell you about Nick Starro. Now, we'll probably have a fundraising stream for that too, because Nick is coming here. I'm going to show him around Miami, and we're going to do a meet and greet September. Let me see. I think it's September 20th, Saturday, September 20th. And Nick Starro will be coming to Miami, and we'll do a Saturday evening dinner at, what's the name of that called? Let me look it up here. It's called Julian Henry's. Let me see. Yeah, Julian Henry's. So we'll do that at Julian Henry's. We'll do a meet and greet, say about 6:30 on Saturday, September 20th. Okay. Lord of the Ree, Gosney stream. I've got something coming out soon I think you'll like. After the song comes out, I'll be making a music video. Also did a cover of 405 by Death Cab I think you'll like. Yeah, so Lord of the Ree, if you don't know, Lord of the Ree is is a musician. He's a big fan. He's always in the chat over in Rumble, and he is now. And he's written some, he's a good musician, and he's played some, some of the songs I really like that he does. And he said, I especially like his kind of folk, just him with a guitar, but he's got he's working on his musicianship. So Lord of the Ree, salute. Thank you for the $5 Rumble rant. And good to see you. And the cat likes it. Oh, and Motsy M, you have such a good heart, Steve. Well, thank you. $25 Rumble rant to say I've got a good heart. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. I'm sort of I don't know what that gets me. I mean, I'll tell you, I am what I am, and I appreciate it, and I thank you, and I love, I have an open heart to everybody. Um, there's a lot of haters in the world, the people that want to attack us and just hurt us. And I don't know if the world is really wants kindness. I've written all about this in Prepare about my philosophy about honesty and individual freedom. And I feel as a Christian, you need to treat people with kindness and respect. But unfortunately, I think there's a lot of evil in the world, and that we're drowning in untruth and hatred. So, but Motzi M, thank you for that. I really appreciate it. And the little kitty cat, we need some. I will say that he needs some shots. So let's see. We got oh yeah, PRS guitars. So just and this is a random. This is what is this stream? See, this is fun. This is just a conversation. We're just talking, right? So feel free. I'm reading your chat. I love the chats. I love the good-hearted people. And PRS guitars is Paul Reed Smith. Paul Reed Smith guitars have the best trem system. So if you have a tremolo or a whammy bar, I hate the what do they call the whammy bars that they have? Those ones that you have to cut the strings and all. What are they called? And then the Fenders are not good. But Paul Reed Smith guitars have the best by far trem systems, and they're American made. They're beautiful guitars. Let's see. And Lord of the Rings is not good, but definitely adequate. But you've got to start somewhere. Slidey Pie, thank you very much. Not liking Steve's not liking puppies. You're funny. Well, there's people that hate me, and I mean I found that out that the people want to destroy me, and I've got stalkers out there that are going to use everything I say on the internet is used against me, and it's really been hurtful to me. Floyd Rose, right? Jacob Castro, you got it. Floyd Rose. That's it. I don't like the Floyd Rose. I had to string them when I was working in a guitar shop, and I hated stringing them. And the Fender systems go out of tune, but the Paul Reed Smith trem system is great. So I know, yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, that's the same thing. I just use a little bit, and this a little bit. Bella the Bayou, $25 Rumble rant. Thank you very much. Bella the Bayou is always first up over on Rumble. I don't know how you're so attentive, but you are always here, and it's so kind. And the people like Bella the Bayou are the ones that keep me streaming, I will tell you, because you are always there, always first, and always a good person. So thank you very much. $25 is very generous. So okay, what else are we talking about? I had some other stuff I wanted to talk about, and that is it was something more philosophical, and I can't think of it now. What do you guys want to talk about? It's 8:33. So we've got, let's see, Andrew came to visit Miami. I've got Nick Starro, September. We got the kitty cat. So let's see. Yeah, so I feed him. I fed him out there the other day. Oh, Catherine K, $10 for Alley Cat. Yeah, Alley Cat thanks you. Yeah, he likes to stalk right here. He wants to come in. You can see it's like he wants to be an indoor cat. But what can I say? He's just going to have to stay outdoors. My son is very, very allergic. Did you get my massive post with advice? I hope I wasn't too forward. I'm not sure, I get a lot of stuff. I don't know. Jacob Castro, Les Pauls, and Strats. I hate the trouble on Strats. I love Strats, but it's like it's always a battle with those trems. I mean, I just kind of want to lock it down. I think I like the hardtails. Yeah, so darn, there was something else I wanted to talk about it. It was a very thoughtful. I should have written all this stuff down that I wanted to talk about because we haven't streamed in a while. Let's see. Oh, I know what I want to talk about. Do you need to be innocent to be good? Okay, so now let's shift a little bit. Now, this is a fundraising stream, so this is bonus content for y'all. So please be generous, all right? But I have a very interesting thought, because like I said, I've dealt with this, and there's not much to say. I mean, I'm just me. I'm just Steve, right? But the Miami Herald came after me, and they wrote a very nasty, basically a defamatory hit piece on me, two hit pieces on me that were defamatory, that were false, that were evil, about my fictional crime novel. And the they took the villains and they put the villains onto me. They said, you thought that. And it's like, well, those are the villains. Those are the bad guys. And those are things that I've actually experienced. And I put them in the hands of the villains. I'm not promoting that. I'm against that. But they took that and they famed me. And then the freaking defense bar in Miami, leftist woke mob, anonymous woke mob, came after me using that and destroyed my criminal law career. For whatever reason, maybe it's just because I'm an outsider or I'm a conservative white male Christian, okay? But they went after me and just took away my career of 20 years. And it's been very hurtful. And there's just basically, that's the whole story. I mean, there is no story to be told. But I want to tell you about one of my observations that I've thought about in about whether or not you have to be innocent in order to be good. Okay, this is a very important topic. Okay, now let's transition, because this is really, really important. And that is that one of the things that I was criticized for by this thing is that you thought these things, therefore you are evil. Okay, in order to be good, you have to be pure. You have to be saintly. You have to have never experienced evil. All right. Well, this is a profound mistake. All right, and I want to talk about and like you're saying, oh, Steve, you're so good, and you're this sort of thing, you're pure or whatever. But I am not innocent, and I want to clarify this, because and there's 3 levels of consciousness, and one of my favorite writers is named Robert A. Johnson, and he wrote a book about this, about the 3 levels of human consciousness, and that is a state of innocence, purity, unconscious imperfection, to conscious imperfection, to conscious perfection. All right, so there's the 3-stage enlightenment level. All right. Now, here's the thing. So most people say, well, in order to be innocent, you need to be pure. Well, yes, innocent people are pure. If you have a baby who is innocent, who is unconscious, who has not experienced the world, they are good because they are innocent and have been exposed to evil. Okay? That baby is innocent and good. Yes, I agree. But do you have to be innocent and ignorant to be good? Do you have to be ignorant to be good? Let me think about that question. It's a very important question. Do you have to be ignorant to be good? Because the criticisms that came at me were, you are expressing, reflecting the world in its evil in your novel. So you are not innocent, therefore you are not good. Okay? You see that analogy there? So the fact is that I will say that I have gone beyond, I've gone through that hell. I have experienced great evil. I mean, I did death penalty appeals. Those are some of the most evil crimes, and some of the things that have impacted me. My son says, don't talk about these things, because when I do, it's very disturbing. Some of the cases have disturbed me, and they're in my mind forever. And that's part of the job, sadly. A lot of cops have that issue. But I definitely have that, like almost a little PTSD from the cases that I've dealt, that the state gave me, okay, that I did as part of my job. But I've experienced corruption, prosecutorial corruption. I've seen innocent people get prosecuted. I've seen evil pedophiles and the product of their evil, and the product of murderers and evils, right? I've witnessed these things. I've seen these things. All right. So I am not innocent of the world. Does that make sense? I'm not innocent of the world. I choose my path. I choose my faith. And I bring these things to the conscious level and always try to choose the path one way or the other. So I try to be conscious of the evil and make the choice amongst the evil. It is not required that you be innocent in order to choose good. In fact, I would say that it's required that you be conscious of the evil in the world, conscious of the evil in yourself, in your own heart, and to be able to choose your path. And your choices that you make when you are conscious of those choices are what define you. Let's see. Yeah, Lily, right on. I think that's true. This may be, you might be. So yeah, I'm talking because I really want to talk about this issue, because you see it on all these haters, these people that are in the keyboard who want to criticize and want to destroy you and attack you. And I try very hard to live my faith, right? And that means choosing faith, choosing the Christian solution when confronted by evil, but not to be ignorant of evil. You know, this expectation that, well, if you've seen evil, that you can't be good. What the hell is that? I mean, it's like, I've never heard dirty words. I've never seen dirty pictures. I've never seen violence. You know, that you need to be some kind of saint or pure, innocent, ignorant saint in order to somehow be immune to the world. I mean, this projection of what is good is so fundamentally flawed and wrong and a lie. But that's how they attacked me. They attacked me with, well, you are reflecting in your book, you're writing evil things, and you are reflecting the evil of the society, right? And therefore you're evil. Well, wait a second now. With that leap is a big problem. Now, these are bad faith people. These are people that are looking, but I want you to recognize that, so that if you see it, it's like, well, somebody who is not pure, not innocent, not ignorant can't be good. You have to be ignorant to be good. No, that's good can be wise. Good can be good. Good should be. In fact, the most good, the purest people are the people that have experienced evil and choose the right path. So ignorance is not goodness. This is a thought that I don't know if I'm expressing it. I'm really trying hard to express this. It's very important. Here's anime. It says, "Is a man that lacks knowledge to do harm a better person than one with knowledge that chooses not to use the knowledge?" Right. Now, I would say that it's incumbent upon us to be conscious of the evil in the world and the evil within ourselves, and make the conscious decision to be right and to be good. Oh, here's Jacob Castro, page 88 of Prepare. Look at it. I just love it. And, you know, I wrote these books for people to read. That is I love the fact that you actually read it. Danielle, I know, is here, and she loves Prepare. And I wrote these books so that you would read them and have I've got something to say. And that's why I did it. It's not a money-making proposition. Let me tell you, nobody. I want you to read them and learn and interact. So Jacob Castro, page 8, Prepare. A deep understanding of violence been a very powerful. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So there you go. I mean, I probably said this in Prepare. I don't know. It's part of Prepare is very much who I am. my philosophy. Yeah, and this is exactly true. This is exactly true. Lily, you're right. And here's another so they don't like mirrors. No, people don't like mirrors. They don't like to see the world reflected on them. And that's most of my fictional crime novel. Most of those things are like, okay, they were fictionalized. But those things that I wrote that were evil were things that I actually saw and experienced. Saw and experienced. I mean, the one thing they really hammered on me about is the prosecutor who went into who would watch the underage kids getting raped in the in the video thing. I actually experienced that. I remember there was a prosecutor that used to really love to go watch all those videos, and it offended me so much that I had a chip on my shoulder against that prosecutor for then on forward, right? And so when I was creating a villain prosecutor, I thought about that story and I put that in my story. That is a true story about a real female prosecutor who used to get off watching the videos that were that were exempt, or what they call it, off limits. And it's funny because I went out to Miami-Dade and they were asking me about this part of the story, and I told them, I said, well, I had experienced this with the prosecutor and it really offended me. And so when I was creating my villain, I wrote that into the villain. And they said, oh, because we thought you were talking about some other person. They had a person that did the same thing in Miami. So it's, there are prosecutors that do that. And so that is something that I, but is it wrong to hold the mirror up? Should I not report on it or talk about it? Yeah, here's a yellow, orange, red. Innocent is not necessarily good. Innocent people may tolerate bad things because they're inexperienced with them helping. Yeah, I don't think that ignorance is good. I think you need to transcend. The knowledge is something that you got to you go beyond. I don't know how to explain it. Childish innocence. Yes, it's pure and good, but we have adults, we have responsibilities. You can't be an ignorant adult. You have to move forward. You have to acknowledge the world and the truth that's in the world and the evil that's in the world and confront it within your own heart and make the right choice within yourself as a conscious adult. And that is heroism. That is good. Ignorant is not good by essence. This expectation that a Christian doesn't experience the world, doesn't see the world, doesn't know the world, doesn't view the evil within the world, that if you have knowledge of that tree of knowledge, right, you've eaten the fruit and you know that the evil exists, that means you're a human being. What defines you as a Christian is the choices that you make with that knowledge, not the fact that you possess that knowledge. But these are very evil people. I will say these people, they want to destroy Christians. They want to destroy truth. They want to hurt people. They want to destroy. They want to see the world burn. And there are people out there who just hate. And it's really, the internet is, this is why I'm very reticent about things nowadays, because it hurt me very bad because I'm out there and I've put my words out there and my thoughts out there. But this is what they've done. I mean, this is the society we live in. We're drowning in lies. And so I'm trying to speak some truth against these lies. I don't know. Does that make sense? I'm just talking. I really wanted to get that out there because I've been thinking a lot about that. And I've been saying, because they're attacking me and what I wrote, because what I wrote was a mirror of evil on evil. It was a reflection of the evils that I've seen. Well, you thought those things. No, I experienced those things. I saw those things and I wrote those things because I saw them, and it's a fictional crime novel. If you write a fictional crime novel, does the crime, you thought about the crime, you thought about murder. I've seen so many murders. I've represented so many murders. So, of course, I've seen those things. Do you think that a person that comes in and trains prosecutors would be ignorant of crime? Oh, well, the person we want to come in and train the prosecutor should have no knowledge of any crime, shouldn't know about any of these things. They shouldn't experience evil. Hey, MLS Law, good to see you, buddy. MLS Law, great channel, great law channel. Here you go. Go watch MLS Law. He's a good lawyer, and thank you very much for the $20. Where are we sending the money? The money. This is a fundraising stream for Allie the cat, Allie Cat, who has adopted me, and the money is going to go to help get him neutered, and also to give him the shots, and to get his food bank up, and maybe get him a little house outside, an outdoor home, and to take care of him so that he'll live a happy life. Right now, he's very hungry, and I think he might have some kind of parasite or something because he's so ravenously hungry all the time. I don't know. Maybe he's just been starved because but so the donations here are going to feed and to help Alley Cat, who has adopted me. And I told the story. You can go back and catch up. But thank you very much, MLS Law. Let's see. Yeah. So MLS, this is a question for you. What about Lego streams on Rumble? Yeah. What about that? I was thinking about just going back to Rumble exclusively. I don't know, because the thing about Rumble, it's a free speech platform. It's here in Florida, and it's just kind of one of those things. Oh, here's MLS Law. Thank you very much, because I have Steve's old. That's right. He's doing appeals. MLS is doing appeals. Feel free to contact me anytime you have any questions. I'll do what I can. $50. That's so kind. Thank you very much, MLS. And well, MLS is, yeah, he's doing appeals. He's a real lawyer doing real work, not a fake lawyer who's pretending to be one and doing YouTube instead. Very nice. Thank you, David. And if you come to Miami too, man, I'd love to show you around. I like showing people around. I like driving. You know, one of the things I like to do is drive. I get in the car and drive. So, but people don't know MLS Law. He's one of the good guys on the internet. He does YouTube in between retirement. Yeah, my heart is retired. My pocketbook is not retired, and my mind is still trying to figure it out. Yeah, see, this is what I'm saying. That's why I'm doing a fundraising stream for Alley Cat, because I know these things. I've got to take him to the vet. I know it's going to be expensive, and I know the wife's going to be unhappy. So I thought I'd tap into the good people out here who can help me out with Alley Cat's feeding. I got food. I have a little mat I bought for him, and I bought 2 little bowls here. I'll show you the bowls. See, I bought these little. They're whisker friendly bowls. So I bought 2 of these bowls, one for food and one for. And he is so loud when he comes up, and he's learned. You know, it's funny. He's learned where I come from, so he paces out in front of my glass door here. So funny. Yeah, Jacob Castro, road trip. Come on down. Let's see. Well, what else is happening? Yeah, that was something I really wanted to talk about. It was about innocence and ignorance. Ignorance is not what defines goodness, right? Consciousness. Somebody who's conscious and experienced the world and knows evil and chooses good. That is what defines good. These people, our culture is so poisonous that they want to destroy people. You know, I don't understand that. If you want to just, you know, why don't you just turn the channel? Right? This is kind of what All right, so people don't like me. All right, I get it. There's not everybody's for everybody, right? And I have my opinions and I have my experience. All right, so you don't agree with me, you don't like me. Turn the channel. Turn it off. Why watch it? There's a million things to watch on the internet and TV, and there's a million. You got to read. You can read books. You can go out and cook and go eat, go pet a kitty cat, right? But people have to focus on destroying others. I mean, these people really, really went after me and destroyed my career of 20 years that I was great at. I mean, I can't express to you how hurtful this was. Um, it's very odd. Anyways, let's see what else is happening. We're getting close. It's 8:56. Up upon the horizons here, Cat Fund. Upon the horizon, $10 Rumble Rant. Thank you, Upon the Horizon. Upon the Horizons, these are people that I've met, and it's hard because the negative people, just a few of them, have really hurt me. But there's so many nice people that I've also met. Yellow, Orange, Red is a good example. But Upon the Horizon, a very faithful person, a very strong Christian who educated me and who's given me a lot of thoughtful, provoking biblical quotes. Always interesting, always thoughtful, always positive. Thank you, Upon the Horizon, for the Cat Fund and for the positivity. You need to write a new book, write one line like you used to. Well, I will say that writing is an inspiration. Let's talk about this because the Yellow, Orange, Red, you've talked. I've got three kind of. I actually had a science fiction idea the other day, but I think it's already been done. So I talked to the son about it. He's like, "Yeah, it sounds too close to what's already been done." So I have three other ideas. I have my fantasy novel, which is about a third of the way done, and I'm just going to make that a long-term project. I'm working so hard in civil litigation that I just don't have a lot of energy to devote to creativity. So I have another book called it's called Ever Faithful Keister. Ever Faithful Keister, about my friend's yellow Labrador who was ever faithful. His name was Keister, and I've got that sort of written. Oh, and I gotta tell you about that. Um, Yellow, orange, red thing. Of course, I yell orange. I always know you're there. You're a good person. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah. So, Keister, I have it kind of written, but my friend Grok, my Grok, who is really good. He takes these books and he finishes them, and he's been really a inspiration to me. He had a stroke a while back, and he finished Scooter the Cat. Scooter asked where is God. He finished that book. That was the last project he did. And I actually had him, I wanted to employ him to work to redo My Difficult Dog to make it great. It's good. My Difficult Dog is good, but I wanted it to be like Grok great. And Grok is this, he's from Serbia, but he had this stroke and then he hasn't responded to my emails. I'm very worried about him that maybe he isn't with us anymore and so um, it's hard to do. So I'm not certain what I'm going to do without my friend Grok. I can do like the fantasy novel, but he was such a good layout person, and he makes like on these books, I always improve them, and I try to like My Difficult Dog. It's good, but it's not great. I think it needs to be polished a little bit. And like even my other books, I went back and redid all my books. So Prepare, I sent it through Grammatic. I added chapters. All of my books I have revised, and I constantly make sure they're just right. I want to improve them to be as good as they can be, and so most of them are that way. But my buddy Grok is a big help, and he's the one I need in order to do Keister, ever faithful Keister. And I try to put prayers in the children's books too, if you notice that, so that you can teach your children to pray. Um, Yes, a prayers for Grok and MLS. See, this is all my writing sounds like a lead brief. Yes, this is part of the challenge. Like when I was writing, I was a very good technical writer in appeals, and when I got my master's degree in criminal justice, and one of my objectives of that was to write academically. So I learned how to write academically, and then part of my challenge with my other books was learn how to write fiction and learn how to write outside of the box as opposed to just sounding like a legal brief. Uh, Thank you very much. You enjoyed the Scooter Brooks? Thank you very much. Yeah, Scooter is free. So if you want to check out what I kind of do in my children's books, you can get an ebook for free at stevegosney.com, or you can order the soft cover, which is a little pamphlet for $10. And here's John. See there, Motzi. Thank you very much for the biblical. See there, upon the horizon, you got somebody else shooting the biblical quotes. If the world hates you, keep in mind that he hated me first. If you belong to the world, it would love you as its own. As it is, you do not belong to the world, but I have chosen you. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, what saved my life was faith, and that is to be sure. These haters and the destroyers and the evil in the world. If you don't have faith and you don't have the church, you don't have God in your life, it can overwhelm you. The evil can overwhelm you. That's why I think part of the main conclusion of Prepare was that the missing element of the world is faith. So let's see. So this was our fundraising stream. What do you think? I don't know. It was kind of a rambling thing. Let me see if I can. 8.7 earthquake near Russia. Wow, that's something. 8.7. That's huge. Let's see if we can get. Let me see if I can go over here and figure out who we can. Lily, grandson, loves the new book. Brucey is still his favorite. He reads it. See, this makes my life. That's the reason I wrote them. Thank you very much. So I've got 3 children's books. There's Brucey the One-Eyed Wonder Dog. There's My Difficult Dog. And there's Scooter Asks Where is God. So those are the 3 children's books. And each one has a Christian message, but it's meant to be read to your child. Here's Upon the Horizon. See, I knew I'd get you to comment here. I was thinking of Romans 16:19. Be excellent at what is good, be innocent of evil, and the God of peace will soon crush Satan underneath your feet. Thank you very much. Yeah, 8.7. That's horrifically big. That's for sure. Well, let's pray for the people in Russia. And I really, it's funny, when I did that Russia-Ukraine stream, all the Russian bots came and started attacking me. It was really a crazy thing. But I pray for both. I have friends in Ukraine and friends in Russia, and I pray for the war to end, because it's just evil what's going on. Let's just help them out. I just want to see peace. Okay, let's see here. Let's redirect. How do we do this? I forgot how to do this up in playlists. Let's see here. I'm going to try to redirect here. It's hot here. Let me see. Public, end screen details, comments. Huh. Forgot how to redirect. New kitty. Okay, there's is there. No, I don't know how to redirect anymore. Used to know how to do this stuff. I'm not as good as I used to be. Well, thank you everybody for donating to Alley Cat. Any last comments? Stream is a paraphrase. This is slightly pause. Yeah, I can't figure out how to redirect at this point. But well, thank you all for the donations. This was sort of just a thoughtful stream, and let's see, is there anything else? I'm hopefully going to we'll have a fundraising stream for Nick Starro, because Nick and I will do a meet and greet September 20th, Saturday, Julian Henry's at 6:30 p.m. at Julian Henry's in Miami on Saturday, September 20th. So if you can make it to Miami, come and hang out. We'll have dinner. We'll smoke some cigars. We'll do some stuff. And it'll be kind of fun. Yes, Lily. Thank you, everybody, for supporting Alley Cat. And he's a good kitty. And we'll see. I'll keep you updated on his. Hopefully, I'll get him some shots and get him healthy, because I think he might have a parasite, because he's so hungry, voraciously hungry as he is. So if you're on the Rewatch crew and you want to support Alley Cat, you can go to the donate. You can donate on stevegosney.com, or you can buy a book, maybe buy any book, but maybe buy the Scooter Asks Where's God book. And in the meantime, let's see, it's 9:06. That was an hour and 5 minutes, right? So good to see you all. Thank God, and God bless. Remember, be conscious and choose good. Good is not ignorant. Good is conscious and a choice, right? Very, very important. Very important. All right. I'll look back. It was a comment section in your last post. I'll look back and check that out. All right. Yellow or Dread. Thank you. All right. God bless. And thank you all for being here. Good night.